2 o'clock morning, the middle of bush. They give me one water. They give me a cigarette. Daoud yalla. Where we going? He said, we told you we're going to release you. And I left alone over there. I can't walk, and I left Philip, middle of nowhere. So I start fire my cigarette and keep looking at the stars. This is my first time we separated, and suddenly I felt I was very alone.
We set off in this convoy of 6 cars, and I'm told I'm going to be flown to Khartoum. And I know Daoud is somewhere, but I don't know where. I'm really very nervous. The fact that I'm still blindfolded and being hidden and not, I can't see anything. And in this car, they tell me that they're going to throw me from the back of a plane. Can't see, but I feel I'm brought onto a plane and I hear this big sound, whirring sound, like there's a ramp. And I feel the webbing, I wrap my arms and all the webbing. And I really beg them, I say, please, please, please don't kill me. Please take me off this.
In the morning, I saw the cars coming back. And I shouted, oh, I'm here. Oh, Daoud. Oh, are you okay? I said, I'm okay. So why you come back? They said, oh, things change. Then I'm blindfolded again. They put me in an airplane and went to Khartoum.
We're taken from this first interrogation, blindfolded, and when the blindfold comes off, there's a man in front of me in sort of medical scrubs with a syringe. I'm just thinking, what? Where am I? And then I'm picked up again, blindfolded, and I'm pulled and walked for maybe 15 minutes. Suddenly I'm thrown in a cell.
We are separated to different cells. And when I opened my eyes, I saw that there's no Philip there. After a few hours, I started to talk to my cellmates. And they told me, be careful. Sudanese intelligence, they come again any moment.
We're brought into what I feel is, or sense, is like this big space. And I look to my left and right, and it's a corridor. And then I see on my left is Daoud. And I try and catch his eye or think of something funny to say, but I can't say anything. I just like, this is shit. And that was the last time I saw Daoud.
Torture is like hell. I've been tortured 2006. I came again. I ran away from the country. I came after 10 years. And then again to this. This is, come on, this is government is crazy.
And I realized that this is the beginning of something new. This is now an interrogation. So then the interrogator asked me, what have you filmed and where's the footage? So I tell him that I filmed X and Y, but all the footage is gone. The militia took it all. But in my pants, within me, I have the memory cards. And then suddenly they all leave the room, and I'm alone in the room. And then the terror man, this man comes and just sits there, and I'm aware that there's about to be physical violence. So I want the others to come back, and I say, I'll carry on talking. But then he goes behind me and he cuts off my airways, and it's asphyxiation, and you feel like you're semi-drowning. And all the time I thought, because inside me I have this footage, you're going to beat me, humiliate me. But I've still got the footage, I've still got the film, and whatever you do, you don't know. So I wake up in this cell, there's some sort of light coming in, and there's a man next to me who shares his blanket with me, and he immediately tells me to stand up. He gives me a toothbrush and he makes me clean myself and stand up and, you know, just not lie in the corner as a victim. And, you know, this young man, he picks me up, and I realised that I have to accept his help.
Sometimes you need to get peace. Sometimes you pray for your God. Sometimes you sleep 2 hours and wake up, and your mind cannot stop to worry about a lot of stuff. Your life, your family.
The day is just painful, it's so long. There's nothing there, no book, no pen, no paper. You're not allowed anything, I mean, there's nothing, it's bare. So I devised a routine. I woke up always first. It would still be dark, but the first birds I would hear. And I would start to do exercise, so I would run on the spot. And in my head, I was running around East London, Victoria Park, this beautiful park by my house. And I knew the roads, and I was running, and it felt positive, and it was great. And then there was a sunspot in the cell, and it moved across the floor. And I would take that sunspot and hold it on my face, and I would move with it. And feel it burning my face, and this was just great, because I sort of thought it's raining in London and it's shitty and cold, but here in prison, I'm getting a suntan. And that was my sunspot, nobody could have it.
Sometimes I wake up middle of night and sing. You know, they were driving taxi, yellow cab in New York City, it wasn't so bad.
And then in the evening, the men we'd all talk. You know, if someone spoke some English, they'd translate, or I'd try and pick up bits of Arabic or learn Arabic. Learn some stories and sayings. You know, so there was an exchange between us. There was one time, there was, for some weeks, a man who could speak good English. I started to tell stories. So I told the Jungle Book twice, in chapters, and all the men would gather around and listen, and it would be translated. I told the story of Troy, and Perseus and the Gorgon, and Theseus and the Minotaur, and the fairy tales that I tell my son in London. You know, we laughed, and it was funny, and we had these moments together. Though these moments were brief, really. These men, academics, businessmen, students, pensioners, all without charge, they somehow found their own way to survive the torture and uncertainty of this prison. What they instilled in me was a discipline to stay positive and think beyond the prison walls. I was a filmmaker, journalist. I was suddenly seeing and being with people that I would never normally be allowed to access. This was the hidden Sudan. This was what the government was doing to its people.